Hi, my name is Lisa DeJong. Thank you for joining me here today. It's time for another Lindo Mar Board of Directors election, and I feel like it's especially important this year as we are facing such uncertain times that you know a little bit more about your candidates that are running for the Board of Directors. I've put together this short video so I can share a little bit about myself, my personal background, and also a few of my core values. So hopefully at the end of this video, you're going to have a little more information that you can make an informed decision on whether or not I'm the best candidate for the job of a seat on the board of directors. So a little bit about my background. The first time I was at Lindo Mar was in 1990. My parents had purchased time in the late 80s, and the facility was still being built at that time. And they invited us to go as their guest one year. They had a bonus week, and so we went down with some friends, and we immediately fell in love with Lindo Mar. We had such a wonderful time. My parents enjoyed their time at Lindo Mar and also traveling with their floating time around the world. And in 2000, they asked us, my husband and I, Scott, if we would be willing to take over their time. And we agreed. We already knew Lindo Mar and we loved it. And so fast forward a lot of years later, here we are visiting Lindo Mar every year. We have two floating weeks that we own, and we generally try to visit Lindo Mar sometime in late January, early February, weeks 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. We have just become so attached to our Lindo Mar family. We have made friends down there. We are friends with the staff, and we just enjoy seeing the same people year after year. It's our home away from home, and I've heard many people say that in different conversations on the Under the Palapa group and some of the Yahoo comments, that people really refer to Lindo Mar as their home away from home. And Scott and I feel the same about Lindo Mar. I feel that as a second generation owner, I have a really unique perspective. I stand in between two generations, the legacy generation that built Lindo Mar and put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in order to bring Lindo Mar to where it is today, to such a viable resort. And then on the other side of that is the younger generation, the millennials and the people that are going to want to invest. The younger generation is going to want to invest in Lindo Mar in the future. So I'm standing between those two generations. And I feel like because I'm still working and I'm actively involved in my community and the business community, that I have a lot to offer to the board of directors, having that unique perspective on both of those generations. So a little bit about my qualifications. I began my career in the area of credit and collections, worked there for a brief period of time, then moved into human resources. Human resources is really where I developed my passion for people, for communicating, for mentoring, teaching, coaching, and empowering people. And it was just such a joy for me to be involved in human resources. I took some time off, raised my family, didn't work for a number of years, and then found myself in a sales and marketing career. Currently, I'm the Vice President of Sales for a promotional products company located in Southwest Michigan, and we are navigating difficult times now. As we are all in the midst of this COVID-19 crisis, we are all still sheltering at home. I find myself working remotely. My team is all also working from their homes. So each day we're communicating back and forth, and I'm doing my best to keep them energized and active in their jobs. It's a challenge. I'll be honest that these are tough times, but we are doing the best we can. And so that's where I am personally with my career. There's a couple of things that I'd like to talk about to kind of wrap up, and they are involved in my personal leadership platform. Over the years when I've been working, I've kind of developed a triangle platform, and so the base of the triangle is integrity, and that is the foundation and the cornerstone of what I believe personally, that integrity is about doing the right thing even when no one is looking. I mentioned earlier that we're in tough times, and it is fairly easier to do the right thing during the times that aren't so difficult. It's also easy to do the right thing when everybody's watching you, but integrity is really about doing the right thing all the time during the tough times and even when people are not watching you. So that's one of the things that I really believe in, and you can count on me as a board member to do the right thing for the majority of the Lindo Mar membership, even if it affects me in a negative way. So I just want you to be aware of that. The second side of my leadership triangle is communication. Over the years of working and coaching people, I have come to understand that people really just want information. They want to be communicated with quickly, effectively, and honestly. And I believe that there are a number of different ways that we can communicate with our membership. We do a lot of communication by mail, and I think that's great, the postal service. And then we also communicate via email, and it's important to keep those email addresses up to date and all that current information so we can communicate by email as well. And then there's a third method of communication that I would like to see added to our leadership platform, and that is virtual communication, like I'm doing here today. The COVID-19 crisis has driven us all home, and we are all communicating virtually. Many of us have started to Skype or Zoom with our families because we're not able to spend time with them. I feel that we could extend this into our method of operation when it comes to communicating with our membership. I would love to see our board of directors have online board of directors meetings where people can log on or weigh in and listen to an online platform where the board of directors are having their meetings. We might not be able to chime in or say anything, but at least we can listen to what's going on. Another thing that I've implemented with my team at work is virtual town hall meetings. And that's where we all get together at the end of every day and we kind of connect. It's this Hollywood Squares thing where we're all there and we can kind of chit chat back and forth with each other. It would be great to have an annual town hall meeting, or even more often, maybe semi-annual, where people that don't go to Lindo Mar could come on and join a virtual meeting and then be able to hear what's going on at Lindo Mar. For those of you that are there visiting the property in January, February, March, April, many of those weeks, the board of directors takes their time out of their vacation time to host meetings where members can come and ask questions. And those meetings are so informative. I've been attending them for a number of years, and I'm just so happy that I've found out about those meetings and that I've been able to do that, because there's a lot of information that can be gained through other members asking questions and the board being able to answer those questions. So I really believe in virtual town halls, and I think that that is something that we could add to really enhance the membership communication process. The third side to my little triangle is empowerment, and I'm really passionate about coaching and training and mentoring people and empowering them with the tools that they need in order to do their jobs effectively. I believe that leadership begins at the top, and that if we empower our leaders to lead their people and to give them the tools that they need, coach them, it will all kind of trickle down, and all the different levels of management will then begin to empower their staff and train and coach in ways that are effective. We have an incredible staff at Lindo Mar, and many of our team members have been there for many years, and now some of them are moving on, whether it's to retirement or different phases of their life. And so there's a younger generation, and we have an incredible opportunity to mentor those young people, to coach them, to give them the tools that they need to do their jobs effectively. And if we do this, we will empower people to do great work, and it will also bring up leaders within the organization. I think when you empower people and you give them the tools, they feel comfortable in what they're doing, and then they in turn will become leaders in their own roles. So there it is. That's kind of a nutshell summary of who I am, my background with Lindo Mar, who I am personally, my qualifications. I hope I've given you enough information here today to make a knowledgeable and an educated vote for the board of directors. You have your ballot forms. They'll be arriving in the mail if they haven't already, and everyone receives 3 votes for each of the weeks that they own. So please feel free to cast all your votes in one direction. I hope that direction is to Lisa DeJong, because I love Lindo Mar and I would be honored to serve on your board of directors. I hope that this has been informative. I hope to see you all soon, and have a great day. Thank you again for your time.